Hey guys, my name is Imani and I'm a beauty, lifestyle, and fashion YouTuber. I want to thank you for clicking on this video. Today, I'm sharing with you guys the 5 things you do not need in order to get into SLP graduate school. Yes, I'm going there. So if you guys want to hear those 5 things, then continue to watch this video. Also, I'm going to be doing my makeup and sharing with you guys my brand new Sephora purchases. So let's go into the next clip and get started. So let's get into it. I'm going to start off with, by the way, my face is clean. It's got oils and moisturizers and all those other good things. And I recently started posting some skin videos on my Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, go ahead and do that. I'm using my Maybelline Fit Me and an illuminator from Every Hue Beauty. Just gonna mix this together. Okay, so let's get into the first thing that I want to tell you you do not need to get into SLP grad school. Before I start though, disclaimer, this is all of my own experience in graduate school so far. It's going to be different depending on what school you go to and your personal life and just your own everything. It depends on a lot of things, so I do want to let you guys know that this is not set in stone. This is just my experience that I love sharing with you guys. I hope that it helps. So, first thing you don't need is, drumroll please, you do not need a 4.0 to get into graduate school. Now, some of you guys may be putting so much pressure on yourself right now because you know that SLP grad programs, they don't take a lot of people, and it's true, like the programs are small. They are really choosy about who they put into their programs, and you know, you do kind of have to sell yourself, and your grades are a huge way to do that. But I want to be open and honest, I did not have a 4.0 going into graduate school at all. I had about like a 3.4 in overall, and then in my major I had like a 3.6 or so. So I love being transparent about that because I want to show you guys that you do not need like these extravagant grades. Now there are some people who is going to have that, and honestly you may be sitting right next to them in your grad school courses because it's a lot more than just the grades. So don't think that because you might have had a rough time in undergrad, or maybe you just didn't apply yourself and you really want to get into an SLP grad program, you can still do that. So I'm going to use my Fenty Beauty 410. This is the Pro Filter Concealer. I'm also going to use my Born This Way concealer and just put this around my mouth a little bit. As we're blending, I'm going to talk to you about the number 2 thing you do not need to get into SLP grad school. And this one is lots of money. You do not need lots of money to get into graduate school. And let me explain what I mean. So I have a video all about how I pay for graduate school. You can find it in the cards, and I'll also leave it down below. So the SLP graduate school program is about 3 years in length. And you know, graduate school in general is just costly and it sucks, but it is the name of the game, and I don't want anyone to ever feel like you cannot get into graduate school because you don't have the out-of-pocket money to just go. And mind you, everyone's situation is different, and you have to look at your own finances, but at the same time know that there are so many resources out there for you to get support, financial support while you're in graduate school, and also for you to get some loan forgiveness or to be repaid after your graduate program. Now I live in New York, I live in Brooklyn, so through New York there is a Teach at NYU type scholarship where they will pay for your program to go. You can go to school for teaching or SLP, but it's so great that SLP is in there. You can go to school, get your SLP degree, and they will pay for it as long as you teach for 2 years after you graduate. How amazing is that? I can leave the website for that down below because there's lots of more information down there with that scholarship, there's a list of schools that you have to go to. So if you're in the New York area, definitely check it out. But if you're not in the New York area, see what opportunities there are in your state so that you can go to school and possibly get repaid back for it. Also in New York, there's another opportunity where if you work for the DOE after you graduate, you can get loan forgiveness. And they do that as long as you commit to a certain amount of years. So what's next? Let me show you guys what I got. I got the Fenty Beauty bronzer. So this bronzer, I ordered this in the VIB sale and got the wrong color. Got Caramel Cutie. I don't know if I don't know what I did or what I was thinking, but I needed my Cocoa Naughty. All right, we gotta get to the next one while I'm building this up. So the third thing that you don't need to get into SLP graduate school is above average GRE scores. I get so many questions. This is probably like the #1 thing that I get questions about on Instagram and on here. By the way, if you ever have any questions about anything, I love answering questions, so please send me over a message, girl, because I got you. But yeah, you don't need to be an amazing test taker and get these amazing grades on your GRE scores. So I want to tell you that for me personally, my GRE scores were average. I honestly don't even remember like what they were or what the average is because it's just been so long. But I think a great way to prepare for GREs, what I did is I got the practice book, and it was me and my roommate in college, my line sister. We lived together and we would have like wine nights and study, and that was like 2014. So now there's probably so many things that you can do online too in order to practice. I'm now gonna go in and set my concealer. I'm using my Maybelline Fit Me powder that I always use. Okay, so I just did a little bit of a crease color. I'm gonna build it up more as I'm talking to you. The fourth thing that you do not need to get into graduate school for SLP is, me personally, when I went into undergrad, I wanted to make sure I dodged every single science course that I could. I did not want to take any science courses. A lot of people are really afraid of the science side of speech pathology, and there is a science side of it. It is very heavy on science, but at the same time, don't worry if you're not well versed in it right now. I know that I was really surprised when I took my swallowing disorders or dysphagia course. I loved it so much, and I'm not a science person, so I was really surprised by that. It just shows you that, like, probably once you get into the field and learn about science that pertains to speech and swallowing and other disorders, you're gonna love it. You may just not love the general side of it, which, if you're like me, that's okay. Let's get into the last thing that you do not need. I'll tell you right now. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay, so the last thing you don't need to get into an SLP program is time. So I'll explain a little bit more about what I mean. Now there are so many options for programs that don't require you to be on campus. They don't require you to be there full time. You can do a part-time option, and my program is one of them. The program at SLP, the Speech at NYU program, is completely online. There is a part-time option and a full-time option, and it's really, really convenient for someone who doesn't have the time right now in this moment to 100% commit to a graduate school program. You can work, you can raise your kids, you can possibly deal with other family things that you need to deal with, and then you can always have the option of going full-time in the program. So I think that it is the most innovative thing in the world. I love convenience, so I'm all about it. And a huge part of my purpose of being on YouTube is to just spread the word about this program so more people know the opportunities available to them. So, you know, if you do have other things going on in your life at this time, but you also want to get started on your career in speech, then don't ever feel like you can't. There are so many options, and NYU is not the only school that has this option. There are tons of schools with this option right now. So look into programs. I know there was like a Nova, I forgot what it was called, Nova South Carolina they had one. A lot of other schools are starting to do online programs, and not even only in speech, like in other things too. All right, I'm gonna throw some mascara on. I need a new mascara. If you guys have any favorites, leave them in the comments. For highlight, I'm using my Mirame, as always. And I picked up a brand new Hangover RX. I've never tried this, and I'm really excited to try new setting spray. All right guys, for lips, I'm using my BFF3 pencil by ColourPop. Next, I'm using my NYX lip gloss. This is a soft matte lip cream in Dubai. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I really like how this makeup came out. Super like daytime. I would wear this every day. Those shadows, so nice, and the bronzer, amazing. And this Every Hue Beauty illuminator is my new, it is everything to me. I mix it in with foundations, I wear it alone, I wear it with a little bit of concealer, so this is it. If you don't have it, definitely pick it up. It's at Target. I think it's like 14 bucks. Okay guys, I want to thank you so much for clicking on this video, for doing my makeup along with me. I hope that you learned some tips and also picked up some things that you do not need in order to get into SLP graduate school. Really, my purpose is to really just empower you to take whatever you have and do whatever you truly want with it. Let me know in the comments down below if I mentioned something that you thought you needed to get into SLP graduate school. But otherwise than that, I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and do not forget to subscribe if you want to see more of these types of videos. Bye!